Hello there YouTube and welcome to the second game of Anymap versus Akuo. This time we have a Mayan war. Mayan versus Mayan on a map. I wanted to say almost similar to the last one, but no, that's not what I wanted to say. It is a hybrid map, but when these players are going to wall this off and this off, then it will be a full galley rush once more. So I hope Akuo, like last time, is going to go really aggressive. Or maybe sneak up some villagers up here. Since this water is rather shallow. You know, putting up a dock right here, making a transport ship and making your way over to the other side. That's really easy to do. Even or especially when you have your opponent being busy trying to defend from any galley rushing that's going on. So, since I do expect this map to be kind of similar in the build order, the starting build order, I will speed up things a little more. I think I will have plenty of time to look at the rest of the map. So that's what I'm gonna do. One major difference from the last time is that we have 4 boar, or the players do have 4 boar. And that's a lot of boar. In terms of uptime to feudal age, you won't really notice the difference. But in castle age time, you will notice the difference. So I am curious to see what is going to happen. Maybe the players will not really be bothered by going galley rush, but maybe they want to wall up, go fast castle, and maybe see if they can do anything from that point on. But man, look at this. Who lost the villager again? I think it was Anymap lost a villager already. That's not really good to have in the beginning. But yeah, was he on loom already, man? He lost that one so quick. Yeah, of course they started as the mines. Of course they have loom already. Anyway, then looking up at the rest of the map, I do notice there is a lot of stone. And being the mines, that's pretty favorable, since you can make a lot of castles, make some plumed archers. You know, you would only need 2 or 3 castles to spam plumed archers fairly quickly, but with so much stone, they can even go like defensive castles on the shoreline maybe. And again, I mean, there is also a fair amount of gold on the map, so that would be really nice for the mines to go maybe to go very heavy on plumed archers. Same goes for Akuo. He has nice resources here. I think neither of the players do have an advantage with the map generation, so that will be it. And Akuo now clicking up to feudal age. I mean, he's already halfway there, as he also has a slight advantage now over Anymap in terms of fishing ships. And this is their interesting part. Akuo didn't have to dock on this side. I mean, on this side. He could have docked on this side as well, but apparently chances were that Anymap docked on the same side as Akuo. And I think Anymap is doing the right thing, spreading his chances between the 2 pieces, as you can't send any galleys over here. This is a stone underground, so you can't send any galleys. And Akuo is going to not spread his chances. He's going to go full galley on one side. And I'm not sure what I would do. I think it will be hard. I'm not sure what I would do and what is the most favorable thing to do. Either way, whatever it is, Akuo now doing some really nice damage here on the sides of Anymap, as he is killing all the fishing ships that Anymap had. Not that he had a lot, he had only 3, but still with 3 docks for Akuo, Akuo can do a lot of damage. So this time around, it is a little bit different than the last game. Anymap was definitely in favor of the galley rush, and I even think Anymap was better performing the galley rush in terms of micro and so on. But this time Akuo, he's doing a nice amount of damage, as Anymap, he's just building his 3rd dock, and even then it is 2 docks on this side and 1 on this side. So Anymap is going to lose his dock, and the galleys that are in there are going to be dead as well. That's not really good, since Anymap, he didn't wall this yet, but he's not really going on land either, so things might be a little bit tricky for Anymap. Let's see what he's going to do. I would say if Anymap spots that he is alone here on this water, he might do the same thing that Akio did, trying to land. And in this case, Anymap is first trying to get up a fish boom. As he scouted the shoreline, so he knows that Akio is not on this side. But he could easily transport his way over if he wants to pull things back. Looking at the population, Anymap is like really behind. So he has to do a landing, in my opinion, to get things back. Anyway, both of the players now up to Castle Age, and even though Anymap didn't really have much of a fish boom, he is still going up fairly quickly. Compared to Akio, that had a really nice fish boom. And oh wow, oh man, come on Anymap. This is, you know, the tricky thing about this map is that the shoreline is so long, it's really easy to get landed. And it's not Anymap this time, it's Akio again, who's going with a landing. And I think that's a shame. Anymap now, he is trying to wall things off on this side, but you know what's going to happen when you wall on a water map. People are going to deny your wall easily with a transport ship. So I would almost say this is a little bit naive from Anymap, believing that this wall is going to do anything. So then Akio is going for castle, of course. Castles for mines being really nice. Plumed archers for mines are really nice. They produce so quickly and they are fast. They are really nice raiding units. So it's very easy to stack them up, and they are pretty powerful. So I want to see the fog of war for Anymap. Does he know yet about this castle? Oh, apparently he did spotted it. So that's why he's going defensive castle on this side. He is going to do siege workshop. Okay. Maybe he wants to do some ramps to get rid of this castle, but otherwise I would say siege workshop like Mangonels, or Mangonels are not going to do a whole lot versus plumed archers, since they are so quick. It really depends, of course, on the micro skills of your opponent. But since these guys are 1800 and 1900, I do expect their micro to be good enough to see any mangonel shots incoming. And even so, I don't really understand this wall, as this area is still open. Oh wait, it isn't. Never mind. Now I do understand. So Akio, this time he is not really going as aggressive as he was in the last game. But then again, I think he doesn't really have to. Anymap's still not going to transport his way over. Oh, of course, now now I do understand why he's not doing that. That wouldn't make any sense, of course, since this is walled off. This is all walled off, so he doesn't have to. Anymap, he is up to Imperial slightly faster than Akio, but that's not really going to help him, since the population still is a fair amount behind. Well, 10 or 11 population behind. That's mostly in military, and I have to say, Anymap with a castle or two can easily spawn a lot of plumed archers. So I think even though he is behind the population, it's not really too bad. So looking at the text then, both of these players are up to Botkin Arrow, and of course, you know, you are mine, so why would you not want to do Botkin Arrow? And I am slightly surprised why Anymap, well, or I mean Akio wasn't doing a trebuchet earlier. I don't think he did it right away. But either way, nice shot by Anymap. And another nice shot. Ooh, these plumed archers, even though Akio is in the lead here with numbers, that mangonel shot did do a nice amount of damage after all. And now what? Akio will have to be very, very careful not losing all his plumed archers to one or two mangonel shots. And now I do feel like mangonels are a nice addition to the army of Anymap, since there are rams involved now. And also, if you have more than one mangonel, then you can have a decent chance versus plumed archers. So that's exactly what Anymap is doing now, adding more mangonels. And I'd say, man, oh, he's still adding more trebuchets, but why not go with a little bit more plumed archers? You know, he already won the trap war as far as I could see, because, you know, Akio is defending here, was defending his castle here. Well, Anymap could just go forwards and not even lose his castle. So I would say he could have switched into making plumed archers a little bit earlier. But that's not really going to matter, I would say, since Anymap did a nice defense here, going up to Imperial Age first. Oh, Akio suiciding his own trebuchet. That's a shame. Well, he lost trap war after all, so yeah, it's not too bad losing that one. And there you go, Anymap here, he's doing risky moves here, running his plumed archers along these mangonels. Oh, he's losing all his army. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit too excited. That was way too risky, there were too many mangonels, and you know, if you can micro correctly, you can outrun mangonels, but when there are a lot of mangonels, you can't do that anymore. And looking at this, the micro of Anymap isn't too good, as he is losing even more plumed archers now. And I would say, man, go back, don't try to fight these mangonels. Well, he's trying to snipe them now, and Akio, he wanted to prioritize getting down these trebuchets first, and it looked like he did a decent job on that, but Anymap still has two trebuchets, and Anymap can easily repair them with his villagers. So that's a lost fight there by Akio. And now what? Since Anymap, even though he is defending fairly decently, he is still defending, and he will need to go out if he wants to win this game. And Akio now going for the Onager upgrade, so his siege now will be a lot more powerful. And that means, you know, one shot will flatten his army completely if he gets a nice shot. But the thing is, can he get a nice shot, as these plumed archers are so quick? And that's the thing what I said earlier. With one mangonel, you're not going to do a whole lot of damage, since these plumed archers are just way too fast. And look at this, Akio trying to strengthen his forwards here. He might be going with Eagle Warriors. Let's see what he has there. Yes, he's going with Eagle Warriors, but the thing is, oh, he is on the lead Eagle Warriors already. Otherwise it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, since Eagle Warriors are not really that strong. But Akio going skill mill armor. So he will try to counter this plumed archer army here with some Eagle Warriors. Question is though, is he going to be in time getting enough Eagles out? Looking at this, let's see how they do stack up versus Eagles do stack up versus plumed archers. Well, with one Onager in the back, Akio is suiciding his units, but still, he is doing a fairly decent job getting rid of these plumes. And if Akio can mess up some more Eagles, he might he might get the pushback. But no, he's suiciding more units, but oh man, two good shots, and suddenly there is not a lot of army anymore for Anymap. And then what? Anymap doing another castle in here, so he can make some more traps, maybe make some more plumed archers quicker. And yeah, there you go, he's replenishing his army, since he can repair these two trebuchets. Man, these two traps, they are heroes of the game. Most valuable players for sure. And what is Anymap planning to do here? What is he planning to do? He has some cap rams, and then all of this wall off here by Akio might be gone. And maybe anymap can catch Akio off guard, but we'll have to see. And Akio, in general, not really in a good spot anymore. He lost his forward now, and he is behind the population again. So I hope he can do a comeback. That would be really nice. Besides, oh no, I don't want to end this game in a draw. There was still one more game in the series, but it looked like it was a restored game since it was starting halfway in the game. Anyway, a little bit of a what's it called again? Anyway, not a whole lot happening now, as both of the players more or less lost their steam. And look at all these rams. Man, anymap is definitely serious about flattening all of this at once. As he is also, yeah, there you go, siege rams. So if he deletes all of this, then spreads his siege ram army around, he can definitely flatten this. And is he gonna go? Come on, go man! You have enough siege rams. How many do you have? Like 10? That's more than enough to get rid of all of this in a matter of no time. Even though Akio feels the heat coming, maybe, I guess, because he's adding in some onagers in the back. He might want to add a little bit more though, as this is gonna be down so quick. Let's see. Siege rams, of course, having splash damage. You don't really need a whole lot of siege rams to get rid of this. And maybe even, so you know, Akio only has 2 onagers, so what is he gonna do? It looks like he is trying to snipe or get rid of some plumed archers, but in the meantime, there are still these siege rams that Akio has to get rid of. So I'd say Akio better add in some more onagers, otherwise he might be in trouble here, as anymap can easily replenish his army even here from the back if he has the resources to do that. He doesn't have to worry about this anymore. And looking at this, that is exactly what he is doing. And now anymap is in the economy of Akio. He is killing a whole lot of villagers, as Akio is not going to... Oh man, what can he do? Well, at least all the siege onagers now, or I mean the siege rams are down now, since Akio had a fair amount of onagers in the back to defend from it. But man, what a crazy game. As Akio is in a bad spot, but he is still playing on. He's still trying to get back to the game. And I would say, look at the population dropping like a stone. Even, yeah, look at this, man. Soon he's gonna be 20 villagers behind and not a whole lot of map control anymore. And then what? Even though Akio is cleaning up now these plumed archers, Akio doesn't really have a chance of coming back, I would say. Well, at least he is not stacking up his resources like I do, so that's good. He is trying, and he is doing it correctly in that regard. So yeah, I will speed up things a little more, as I don't really think Akio can do anything. And I will wait to see what's going to happen. These onagers though, they might be Akio's last hope to get things back, as I have to say anymap, even though he is in the lead, he doesn't really have much of an army backing things up. And if anymap can't get rid of these onagers, he will lose his entire army. And I think anymap needs some eagles to counter all of this. Even though the anymap tried to get rid of the onagers by shooting the onagers with his trebuchets, Akio is still having more army than anymap. Squires, chainmail, Eldorado, chainmail armor looks like anymap is going to do exactly that, tech into eagles. Otherwise it would not make any sense doing these upgrades. Is he on elite eagle warrior though? I don't think so. And where is he? Yes, he is already on elite eagle warriors. Oh, okay, then yeah, then that is a different story. Then he will easily snipe these onagers and also get rid of these plumed archers very well. And I would say, man, wait a little longer, don't suicide your whole army. And yeah, he's doing that. He's cautious going forwards, as he will have to wait first for these Eagle Warriors to come in. Well, at least he did El Dorado, so they do have plus 40 HP. And there you go, it's Onagers down. And Akio knows it's over. GG, GG indeed. Well played by anymap. And sad to see this matchup ending in a 1-1, but I did enjoy watching it. So let's take a look at achievements. Units killed 150, nice. Nice KD actually. It's more than 1-1, so that's good. Largest army 70. Largest army of Akio only 35. Wow, that's not an awful lot. And Imperial Age 26 minutes. That's really impressive, and I would say that's because of the 4-bore and the fish boom. Otherwise, it's really hard to get a economy, or I mean to get the right economy to do 26. And as you saw, anymap was being pressured, but still managed to get an Imperial Age time of 26 minutes. That's really impressive. So that's going to be it for this matchup. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time.